Hello, my name is Debora Diniz, and I'm an anthropologist working on the impact of public health emergencies on women and girls in Brazil and in Latin America and the Caribbean more broadly. On November 9, 1989, I was a 19-year-old student at the University of Brasilia, Brazil's capital. I was an economics major then, and I learned about the fall of the Berlin Wall by watching it on TV while I was at the campus. It really struck me as a historical lesson on the importance of freedom and democracy. I wanted to be so many things, but always a teacher. I used it to make my youngest brother as my student. And I did it. For more than 20 years, I was a professor in Brazil. And I miss it. I miss it a lot. But I'm sure I will go back to Brazil and to the classroom again. My research breaks the wall of gender inequality in health emergencies. The challenge of my research project is to prove how any health emergency imposes a disproportionate burden on women's and girls' reproductive rights and needs, regardless of the disease at the center of each crisis. My solution combines social science research and ethnographic storytelling to reach diverse audiences with a key message. To be effective, in emergency preparedness and response, must put women's and girls' reproductive rights and needs at the center. Science communication is highly important in this work, but it doesn't stop there. Part of my goal is to get people to engage with this knowledge and build a new model of care. The essential new finding of my research is the pattern of violations of women and girls' reproductive health and rights in so many different health emergencies. I have documented stories of women and girls surviving at the epicenter of the Zika virus crisis in Brazil. And I'm currently doing the same about the COVID-19 pandemic in Latin America, the world's hardest hit region. The pattern shows climbing rates of gender-based violence, unwanted pregnancies, unsafe abortion, obstetric violence, and maternal mortality and morbidity. We cannot normalize these as consequences of overwhelmed healthcare, social protection, and economic systems. Listening to women and girls shows clearly how they are at the basis of a chain of care, which is determinant for the success of any public health protective measure. My research is about understanding the social reproduction of life and how building a more equal and efficient model of care is good for all of us. My mother sees my work with a mix of pride and I would say fear. In many ways, my work follows her on her footsteps in the sense that it seeks to expand and concretize her generation's fight and others before her. But I do such a research in the Americas, the most dangerous region for human rights defenders in the world. In fact, I had to leave Brazil 2 years ago because of systematic anonymous threats targeting my work in the university. What keeps me at night about my research is to produce more evidence. Fine, I need more evidence. But I also need how to build action around it. I write, I teach, I make films with the purpose of breaking out my academic comfort zone and reaching more diverse audiences, because that is where social change happens. We need a vibrant ecosystem of politicians, policymakers, judges, civil society organizations, health professionals, humanitarian relief groups, and citizens to put women's and girls' sexual and reproductive health at the center of our responses to emergencies. So I would say that my mother's ambivalence towards my work, of course, that it makes me sad, but at the same time, it enhances my commitment to expanding it, supporting new generations of researchers, professors, activists, leaders, and citizens dedicated to promoting sexual and reproductive health and rights for women and girls.